Who would like that? Maria has 2 hands up. So we can do that. You can claim Independence Day today just like your forefathers did in 1776, when they basically said, we are done. We're moving on. We're creating a new world, a new life, a new day. So I looked up the Declaration of Independence just to freshen myself because I don't read it all the time. And what I was very interested in was the 4 parts of the Declaration of Independence, how it's broken down into 4 parts. So the first part is the preamble. And here's the great thing, the preamble, it's why. It states why you want to be done with your dependency on something. So the preamble is all about, why do I want to be independent? Why do I want to get rid of whatever this thing is that I want to get rid of? Why? And then it says in the preamble, and that in order to be done, you have to tell it to the world. What do you think that means? It means you have to literally say it, because the world is the law. We're talking about the universal world of mind. So when you want to be done with something, you tell the universe, you say, I'm done. I am moving on. So that's the preamble of our Declaration of Independence, saying, here's what I no longer want in my life, and I want to be done with it. Do you know what that is? That's when you go to a practitioner session, and you sit down with the practitioner, and you say, oi, woe is me. Here's what's going on in my life, and I want to be done with it. Have you ever done that with a practitioner session? How many of you have taken practitioner sessions and done that? The rest of you, get on board. It's a great way to go. It's how you change things. It's how you create new. So the first thing we want to do in the preamble of your life, of your decision to become someone that's independent, is say, I'm done. So I'm going to give you a second here. Just think about, what do you want to be done with in your life? What have you been struggling with? What has followed you through your whole life because you've created these neural pathways? What do you want to be done with? What could you live the rest of your life without having in your life anymore? Just for yourself, don't shout them out. Although I am going to count to 3 and have you all shout them out, because it says here, you have to tell the world. So, if you, or shout an articulate word, so that if it's the person next to you you want to get rid of, they don't know. Okay? So, we're going to count to 3 and just shout out what you are really ready to be done with. 1, 2, 3. Okay, y'all got that? Great. There is part 1 of the Declaration of Independence. Now the second one, the Declaration of Natural Rights. These are the things that we are, things that we have by natural authority. So the Declaration of Independence decided for you to put down in words what you have the natural right to: life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. You know what that is in science of mind? You put it down in words that as the very essence of life, you have the right to happiness, success, health, joy, passion, creativity, everything. You know where that is? That's in step 1 and 2 of treatment. That's saying, God is all there is, and that's who I am. I am this, I am that. And as such, I am all of the enchilada, the entire ocean in a drop. So, we didn't know it. They didn't know it back then, and I didn't even know it until just a few days ago, but our forefathers were religious scientists. They were literally writing the Declaration of Independence, or perhaps Ernest Holmes stole it. When he got to 1927, which was a long time later, where he started to put together this thing called affirmative prayer, and it ends up being exactly what we did with the Declaration of Independence. I don't want this anymore. I'm available to everything that's possible. God is all there is. That's who I am. That's the second. And then the third one is list of grievances. Now, here's where we have to deviate the spiritual mind treatment from the Declaration of Independence, at least at this spiritual center. Because there are spiritual centers that teach a 7-step treatment, where during your treatment you bring in the crap. You bring in and this was a problem, and this was a problem, and then you have to know the truth again for it. I don't teach that, but apparently our forefathers thought it was a good idea to bring in all the grievances. Look at this. To bring in all the grievances that the crown put upon the citizens of the new United States of America. So we don't do that. That actually would be at the top when you're telling your practitioner all the grievances. But some practitioners kind of let those things slip in. This is a lesson to my practitioners too. So as you're knowing the truth, you're saying, you are God. You are the very presence of God. So as that, you can have anything you want. So that thing that you have going on, that thing that really makes you sad, let's say I'm taking you to a negative place now, that thing that you came in and talked to me about, right? And then I have to turn around and go, it's not there. I have to literally take it and make it positive again. No, we don't need to do that. Do your list of grievances in the beginning. But it is important for you to know what they are. It is important for you to know what isn't working in your life. Not to depress you. It's not there to depress you. It's there to show you it doesn't belong there, because it's not one of the natural things that you were born with. It does not belong there. You just need to be able to bring it forward to say, yeah, okay, I'm done with this. And then the fourth is the resolution of independence, the announcement. We are the United States of America. 1776, their last portion of the Declaration of Independence was saying, and so it is. We are the United States of America. They were saying it to the crown, and they were saying it to themselves. And so it is a direct message to the universe, saying it is done, and it's a direct message to yourself, saying, this is what it is. So when you use your mind and you're creating a neural pathway, every time you, in absolute certainty, say, and so it is, that trench is getting deeper and deeper, and so it is, and you're creating a neural pathway that says, I am the entire ocean in a drop. I am the very essence of God. I have everything I need to create the life I want. You keep telling yourself that and closing it off with the resolution of independence. I am free from any other thought than this. And so it is. Now you've just gotten a whole lesson in spiritual mind treatment through the Declaration of Independence. Right? So what's so important to me about that is, somebody asked me just recently, they said, so first of all, what do you think is going to happen when everyone comes back from church? Because a lot of people are enjoying cooking breakfast while you're speaking. I was like, that's fine, and I love you. All of you at home that are cooking brunch or sitting having coffee, that all works. Either way is perfect. But when they said, but what do you think about the people coming back? Why will people want to come back in the room when they can get you online? And I said, because you want to be in the room where it happened, And for those of you who don't know what I'm singing, it is Hamilton. Broadway reference at 10:51. Silver at 10:51, wonderful. So, for those of you who are new today, yes, they have a little pool going to see how long it takes me to mention Broadway. So, because we want to be in the room where it happened. What a great song, what a great idea. Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the room where the Declaration of Independence happened? I mean, I was, because I did 1776. So I was in the room where it happened. I got to be there and figure that out and see what it felt like. Our job is to use our minds in such a calculated way, in such a focused way, in such a clear and distinct way, that we do not allow for neural pathways that take us down the wrong road. And when we notice them, we must call them out. We must call them out to the world and say, no, I'm not living in lack. I am not living without love in my life. I am not living in a body that isn't working. You start there. No, that's not going to happen. And then you say, why? Why? Because I know who I am. I know who I am, I get to speak my word, and so it is. And so I want to close it out with a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote. So if you would pull that up, if you would. His name's on the top, trust me. Ralph Waldo Emerson. So he says this: "It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion, and it is easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great man is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude." It is very easy to come here on a Sunday and tap in and get so clear and really understand who I am, to understand the I am God thing from a generous perspective, to understand everyone is God. And then it is so easy to leave here, get on the 101 and forget it all. But what Ralph Waldo Emerson is saying is that it's up to you and you and you to know what you know and then live from it, no matter what. I'd like to think that this month of new beginnings, I think it's time for us to create a new beginning in the way we live our lives. And I don't mean the stuff out here. Come on, y'all know who you are. You really do. Deep down inside of you, I don't have to say this every Sunday because you know it. Okay, very emotional. I'm happy to say it every Sunday because I want to remind myself to love only, to forgive everything. And it's not easy. I had a dream last night that was a nightmare where I was clearly not forgiving someone, and I woke up and I was like, really? I needed the dream to tell me I have to forgive this person? And I went, yeah, you do. Forgive everything. That's that call it out and let it go. Call it out, any unforgiveness. And remember who you are. You know who you are. And so the new beginning we get to do today is to start calling out what doesn't work and then saying why I get to change my life. It's not enough to just say, change your thinking, change your life. That's a cute slogan. Love it. The secret. Change your thinking, change your life. All great. But what does it mean? How are you living it? Can you live it? As he says, the great man is the one who in the midst of the crowd, in the midst of your crowded, crazy life, keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude. Reverend Karen said to me yesterday, she said, "You're one of the most grounded people I've ever met." And I had to tell her the story of my journey because I was not one of the most grounded. I did not fit that sentence she said, which was very sweet. But I went back and I looked and I went, how did I get grounded? Because God knows, anyone that knows me from my 20s, oh my God, I was flying all over the place. And I had anger issues. And I was not happy and I was a renegade. I'm still a renegade. But I was really a rebel without a cause. Now I'm a rebel with a cause. So the journey that you take can start today. You want to be grounded. You want to live from the solitude of who you know yourself to be, no matter what. No one can upturn you. No one can confuse you. No one can make you think anything less of yourself because you know who you are. That's the new beginning I want for us at this community, in this center, doing our work through all the 4 parts of the Declaration of Independence, because today's the day you get to declare yourself independent. Tell the king, tell the country, but most importantly, tell yourself, I know who I am, and I will not give that up for any reason whatsoever. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is mine. It is my inalienable right, and I live it starting right now. Namaste.